I think we're good. Yes. Okay, I'm just going to connect the chats very quickly. Okay, I'm going to let it do its thing and just check Facebook, and we should be good. Hello, Casey, everyone. Welcome to my Wellness Wednesdays, 12 o'clock here in Canada. And we're joined by our lovely Dr. Casey here, all the way from US. Where are you, Casey?
Denver, Colorado.
She's in Denver. Yay, awesome. So we have something very exciting today. A lot of learning for myself as well. And the mysterious ingredient that our body is crying for, which is not talked about, and it's something so simple. Casey, take it away. Introduce yourself, tell us what's going on, and let's do this.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here with you, Huma, on this beautiful and amazing Wednesday. Hello, everybody that's tuning in live, watching the recording. I'm so excited to be here to talk to you guys all about this missing ingredient. So I've been in functional medicine for 18 years, and this missing ingredient, I wouldn't even call it missing. It's the mysterious ingredient that most people have no idea about. That is what I like to call your critical mass ratio, the most important number that you need to know in your body, in your blood, so that you actually have the ability to thrive in this game of life and not just survive. And this is your omega 6 to 3 ratio. And you can't just understand or get your omega 6 to 3 ratio when you go to the doctor's office. They're just not going to do that for you. And why is that? Because if we actually create an anti-inflammatory body, there's no need for drugs. Now, this isn't political or anything, Huma. It's just straight facts. And the most important thing is our omega balance. Why is our omega balance so important? You guys, we don't naturally produce omega fatty acids in our bodies. That is both omega 6, which is our inflammatory omega, and then omega 3, which is anti-inflammatory omega. We don't naturally produce them. That's why they're known as essential fatty acids. So we have to get them through supplementation or food. However, we don't ingest enough food to get enough of the omega that we need, unless you want to eat over 700 grams of fish a day, which the typical human doesn't want to do that. And we're eating a ton of omega 6, which is our inflammatory omega. We only need a little bit of that in our body. We don't need that much, Huma. But people are walking around ticking time bombs of inflammation, wondering why they don't feel so good, wondering, oh my gosh, why do I have brain fog? Why can't I sleep at night? Why can't I lose weight? Why are my hormones so out of whack? And that's just our bodies communicating to us. However, people are so radically confused these days, they have no idea what to do. And so a confused mind does nothing. And it is so important to understand, are you in the danger zone or not in regards to your inflammatory markers within your human body? This is what actually allows you to absorb nutrition and release toxins. And if you have zero idea where your individualized data-driven critical mass index score is at, you have no idea whether or not, if you're going to wake up tomorrow and all of a sudden your DNA predisposed diseases have decided to start rearing its ugly head. And that's why this is so wildly important, Huma, that people, if they want to live a preventative wellness lifestyle, they have to understand what is my critical mass ratio, my omega 6 to 3 ratio.
Wow. And this is something that's not talked about at doctor's office, unfortunately. I think this is one of the most important ingredients along with vitamin D's. I can't prescribe, obviously, but I do suggest to my clients, look into this, look into your omegas, because it is so important and not talked about. And we're, walking around, like you said, with inflammation in our body, brain fog, and our, hormones are completely out of whack, like you said. And we don't know why. I wake up feeling tired, lethargic, like I haven't slept, although I've slept. And it's all just this one small thing out of many, but this is one of the most important things that we should consider looking into. So how can we go about doing that?
That is a great question. And so you guys, you can't get this just at your traditional doctor's office. When you go to the regular traditional doctor, you get what we call a wet blood draw in your arm, and you're getting your blood work done. They're only reading the plasma. So they're not reading what we call intracellular, inside the red blood cell. They're reading extracellular, outside of the red blood cell. So that's why if you look at your blood reports, everything is given to you in excuse me, in index scores and ranges. and very conservative ranges at that. You don't actually get your individualized critical mass ratio plus 22 biomarkers of inflammation in your body. So you have to take a dried blood spot test that's known as a balance test. And that comes from a company named Zinzino that's out of Scandinavia. And then they use a lab in Oslo, Norway called Vitas Analytical Services. Why this is so different is because this lab has the ability to read intracellularly. So they're reading inside the red blood cell. So you get an individualized data-driven analysis as to exactly how much inflammation is inside your red blood cells. And you get to understand where's your heart health, your mental health. And every single human deserves to have this data. And you deserve it so that you can actually live a preventative wellness lifestyle and you can be in the driver's seat of your health. And the most beautiful part about this, Huma, you get to do the blood test in the comfort of your home. So it's an at-home dry blood spot test, just a couple of dots of blood that we need in your sample that's then sent back to Vitas in Oslo, Norway. And then you result in about 10 to 20. And then you get a 22-page analysis. And then it's time to start into balance.
22 pages. Wow. Okay. So what are the results like? What did they talk about? Like the inflammation in the body. What else?
So,
okay.
Ratio.
Sorry. Okay,
and again,
your
can you hear
voice
me?
broke up. Yeah.
Okay. So you get your critical. Now you can hear me. Okay, so you're going to get your critical mass ratio, which is your omega-6 to 3 score that's individualized to you, and you want it to be 3 to 1 or less. That means you're in balance, but 99% of the world is out of balance. Then you're going to get your critical mass ratio number. You're going to get your arachidonic acid index score. You're going to get your cell membrane fluidity score. You're going to get your mental strength score. You're also going to get your omega ratio percentage score. You're also going to get individualized analysis on every single saturated fat, omega-9, 6, and 3 that's in your body. So you're going to have percentages as to exactly how much of each of our omegas are actually in your red blood cell membrane. It is fascinating. So you get to actually know exactly what is going on from an inflammatory standpoint in your body.
Okay. So dumb it down for me. Inflammation in our body. How harmful is that? Like,
oh God,
especially at our age.
Oh my gosh, that is such a great question. So why is inflammation so bad? So here's the deal, guys. Let's make it super simple. Any health, any health disruptor that you have, any dis-ease or dysfunction that you're feeling in your body stems from inflammation. Inflammation stems from cells that are not in omega balance. So the more out of omega balance your 73 trillion cells are in your body, the more inflammation you have. And guess what happens? Inflammation is the breeding ground for all DNA predisposed diseases. So there's close to 8 billion people on this planet, Huma. Every single human has DNA predisposed diseases lying dormant in their cells. The reason why anybody ever has a disease become active, whether it's diabetes, heart disease, dementia, Alzheimer's, you name it, the only reason any of these diseases ever become active in the human body is because of inflammation.
Wow.
And if we can keep the body anti-inflammatory by putting our bodies in omega balance, there is not an environment in your human body for disease to become active. It can only be active in environments full of inflammation.
Right?
Right?
Absolutely. So the less inflamed we are, the less prone we are to diseases. Did I get that right?
100%. And also women's health. Oh my
Yes.
Lord. In functional medicine, we call women's health when it comes to menopause a living process. What that means is women, we shouldn't even know we're going through menopause. Never should we know. However, the pharmaceutical industry has made billions off of women's health by saying, oh, it's part of your life. You should have night sweats. You should have cramping. You should have horrible mood swings. And no, you should not. That's just your body saying that you're out of balance. So when we get a woman's body into balance before they go through menopause, they should never even know they've gone through it.
Wow.
They should never know.
Still not there yet, but still, I like the sound of that.
I'm sure there's a lot of husbands watching this that are going to be great. Say, and then when it comes to women's cycles, another multi-billion-dollar industry from the pharmaceutical industry, because they're making so much money off of the different drugs they say you need if you have horrible period cramps or you end up with blackout headaches, horrific migraines. You shouldn't have any of those signs and symptoms. The only reason you have them is because you're out of balance. So we get a woman's body into balance. You shouldn't even know you're getting your cycle until you look at the calendar and it's day 28 and you're like, oh, cycle's coming, last days, and then you move on with your life. So it's a beautiful, this test alone, knowing your balance score, giving women back life is amazing. And then also men with testosterone and prostate issues. We're seeing them happen younger and younger, Huma, but that's because men are wildly out of balance, just like women. So just like we can fix women and help women have a very successful aging process, we can do the same for men.
Okay. And that's talking about, women over 40s and what have you. But what about children? How do we get them young and get their body in balance from the very start?
So important that children starting at 12 hours old should be dosing with omega. Why? Because from birth till 12 years old, baby, infant to 12-year-old children's brains are 80% omega-3. They need it so bad. And people or parents are silently suffering, wondering why their children have such horrific behavior disruptors, or they don't sleep well, or they're just not so socially emotionally stable. It all comes down to omega balance. And if you go and put your child on medication, you're then dealing with 7 to 10 side effects. So Absolutely. Why not get your child into omega balance? And you're going to just notice a massive difference across the board in the behavior of your child. And children deserve to thrive when they're children. They deserve to be able to be kids, but also have the ability to control their emotions and have the ability to actually live and not exist as kids.
Yeah, and they get labeled different things.
Oh yeah, they get labeled and it's horrific. I mean, I have an almost 7-year-old daughter. When I did her omega balance score, when I did her critical mass ratio testing, she was 14-1. When I tested her at 5 years old, and I'm a functional medical expert, and even my daughter was 14-1. Imagine how many children, billions, are suffering. And it's just a simple solution we can give them so they can actually be happy and healthy. And then imagine what that does in the household for the parents.
Wow, that's a whole game changer right there. Just to have, to help them develop at that young age. And then when they come to our age, they're very much balanced. Okay, let's talk about balance. So we do the test, we get the results. What's the next step?
So we get the results, we do their test. Then we need to get them on an actual omega supplement that works. So every omega that's on the market actually doesn't work. And hate to say it to you, everybody watching right now, but you could also be thanking me for saving you money. When you're taking traditional omegas, they go rancid and unstable and oxidized within your human body within 15 hours max. Why is that? That's because they have zero antioxidants supporting their ability to stay stable. So if you're taking Carlson's or Nordic Naturals or something from Costco or any other health food store, those omegas people honestly are always wondering, like, why do I have fish burps? Why do I have indigestion? Why does it smell so bad? And it's because you're taking rancid oil and it's not going intracellularly because it is oxidized and unstable. So in order to have an omega, you need what's called a balance oil. The balance oil is oily fish paired with polyphenol from extra virgin raw olives. When you pair those together, when you have a formulation that has polyphenol with oily fish, you're creating a stable environment for the oily fish to be stable in the human body for over 35 hours. And it's necessary that it's stable for over 24 hours so that it actually gets inside the red blood cell, goes intracellularly. So that's why people that take balance oil actually see results with their omegas. How do we know they see results, Huma? They take another balance test, another dried blood spot test. Every 120 days, our human body recycles our red blood cells. So you have fresh cells. So in order to see accuracy and validity in where your balance score critical mass ratio is, you get to test every 120 days. And so 97% of people balance in 120 days.
That's amazing.
Are for people that don't take their supplement, they're terrible at taking, or they're so wildly out of balance that they need 2 or 3 red blood cell cycles to actually get back into balance.
Yeah. And I've been personally taking this balance oil, and it does not have those fishy burps for sure. I can guarantee that, because that's like that's a deal breaker for me. So like, I can't do this. So tell us more about the balance oil, please, Casey.
So the balance oil is so fascinating, you guys. Like I said, with the balance oil, you have polyphenol in it so that it doesn't go rancid and oxidized. And you dose it for your body weight. And guess what? You can take it any day, doesn't matter when you take it. And you can take it no matter if you're on medication or not. The reason why is because, like I said earlier, it goes intracellularly. It goes inside the red blood cell. So you could be stage 4 cancer, you could be on chemo, radiation, you could be on who knows how many medications. The balance oil is not going to be contraindicative because it's going inside the red blood cell membrane.
Let's get a little technical. What does it exactly do in the red blood cells?
So what this does, guys, so here's what happens. When you're not in omega balance, think of your red blood cell as a charcoal brick. So if you were to look at a red blood cell membrane underneath a microscope and it's out of omega balance, it's going to look like a dark red charcoal brick. It's going to be hard. It's going to be rigid. And when you have a hard and rigid red blood cell membrane, you cannot absorb nutrition and you cannot release toxins at all. That's why people that are so out of balance, they wonder why they have isms and disruptors in their body. Now, when we take balance oil, the balance oil goes intracellularly. It goes inside the red blood cell membrane. And so what's happening is we are taking a hard, rigid charcoal brick and we are turning it into a beautiful soft jellyfish. So think of it as like mobile and agile, has the ability to absorb nutrition and release toxins. And imagine how much more functional your body is. So just picture this, Huma. Our human body is full of rivers. We've got veins all throughout our body. If you have charcoal bricks in your rivers, how functional is that? How well does that allow your body to actually operate? Not very well. Every single system has to downregulate because you cannot perform at your optimal level with circulation, digestion, mental strength, organ function. Everything downregulates because it's not functional to have rivers full of charcoal bricks. However, when we make your cells soft like jellyfish and you've got rivers full of cells that are soft and visceral and malleable, that just flows throughout your body. So everything becomes so much more efficient. And that's what then allows for you to actually thrive and not just survive.
Wow, I love that. Okay. Let's touch on the weight loss aspect. So how
So,
did yeah.
yeah, how do we lose weight? Okay, guys. So, if we are out of balance, all right, women, men, doesn't matter, and they're trying to lose weight, you could try every single weight loss drug. Okay. You could do anything you want, try it. Might work for a short period of time, but we want sustainable results. If you want sustainability in your health, it all starts at the cellular level. So
Right.
the more in balance we get your cells, Huma, the more thermogenic your body becomes, meaning you have the ability to burn energy more efficiently, burn body fat, use it as energy. So then guess what? When we do that, you're able to lose weight. But when you are so wildly out of balance, like 99% of humans are, their ability to be energy efficient, like use body fat for energy and be thermogenic, they can't. It's so much harder. They have a hard time sweat. They have a hard time burning fat when your cells are out of balance. So we get the body balance, every single system, digestion, burning body fat, metabolic tone, everything is so much more efficient. And it's a byproduct. When you get more in balance, you're going to release inflammation, which then releases body fat and you release weight.
Wow. Okay, awesome. So we do our test, we get the results, and in between getting the results, we start the balance oil, right? And
Yep.
so you said it's about, depending on the weight, you start taking it once a day, doesn't matter what time. And then after 100, after 120 days, we do the test again to see where our markers are, how much our
Yep.
body is improved. Okay, and then what's the next step after that?
You stay on your balance oil. You don't ever want to come off your balance oil because it's an essential fatty acid. And so
Right.
either take a 1 second shot every day or go eat 700 grams of fish. Choose your heart.
Yeah, that's not happening. That's
Right?
not happening.
I know. So just go to the fridge, take your shot, and move on with your day.
Okay, cool. And I know we have two flavors. What are the flavors? Can you remind me again?
We
It's
have
a
lemon or orange lemon mint.
Oh, okay, cool. So good flavors. Um, okay, wow, this is so new, so refreshing info, so much to learn. Yes, we have the best of the
So
best here with us. So if you have any questions, please ask away. Okay, I wanted to touch also. Okay, so I've just recently started taking it, and I have felt a major difference between my brain fog. I don't know, maybe it's the age or all the stuff that I have on my plate. So it is definitely helping. My sister has been taking it for longer than I have, and she mentioned that the pain in her knees have actually gone away. So that's really good. And I know we have a lot of study and testimonials as well, which we can share later on. So tell me, I know that this is for personal use and it has so many more benefits, so many benefits health wise, personally. And I know there's a business aspect to this as well. So if we can just touch upon that as well, that would be awesome for if anyone's interested in doing this as a business.
absolutely. I love that Zenzino has a professional partner program. And so what we mean by that is, so Zenzino's a Scandinavian company. They just do things better there, Huma. I might be partial because I went to school there, but also Scandinavia is about 36 months ahead of the rest of the world when it comes to any kind of technology from a preventative wellness standpoint. And so to be able to have an e-commerce business within Zenzino to help people with their critical mass ratio and be able to have a business open in 104 countries that's publicly traded, it's a no-brainer, especially for myself and especially for those that are looking for diversifying their income, wanting to have more global impact, but also wanting to actually make a difference in the world. Why not open your own online e-commerce business that you can literally help people in 184 different countries? It is so simple, so easy. You don't have to carry any inventory. You don't have any overhead. You earn income every single week, and you earn income as a professional partner 10 different ways. You earn from customers, and you also earn from providing professional partners to your network. And I absolutely love that because it allows for us to link arms with those that have the same vision and mission to be able to create more impact. And then, of course, the byproduct of more impact is more income.
Yeah, and I love that it's such an amazing product that we are helping others to get back into balance, shape, like you said, put yourself on the driver's seat and be healthier and make money out of it. Why not, right? So it's just a beautiful structure that we have here, and our purpose, you and I, and so many people who are watching live and on replay, is to help and serve others. One of the ways we do it, well, I do it, is hypnosis and offering, free sessions here and there, and doing these wellness Wednesdays and stuff like that. But to actually offer a product that can actually help balance and bring you back to how you're supposed to be, and get you out of this, get rid of all the diseases that you have, or prevent them from happening and reaching there. So I love this balance oil. I mean, when Azadeh told me about it, and I was like, this is interesting. And then I got intrigued and curious, and I approached Casey, and I was like, tell me more. And Diane on the team as well. So a beautiful setup. Tell me more. I mean, I can go on listing to omegas and balance oil. And I think there are other products as well that we can look into too.
There's another product. Yeah, there's another product you can get in Canada. It's called Viva. And it is a saffron-based nootropic. And it is absolutely fascinating. Saffron has been the most studied spice in the world for the last 3 to 5 years. It's extremely expensive. It's about $5,000 a pound for saffron, because what it does within the brain and neurological standpoints. And so if you have anxiety, if you have ADD, ADHD, depression, mood swings, PTSD, neural trauma, saffron is your best friend. And you can dose it, what we call a periodized approach, starting with 2 tablets. And then you can take as much as you need to get your body in, or your brain into balance. I like to call it a spa for your mind. And it's safe enough for someone that's a child to be able to take it, just depending upon what their disruptor is. So when you pair balance oil and Viva together, it is such a beautiful combination for overall health, mental wellness, your ability to just really perform every day.
Yeah. I think my issue is brain fog.
Oh, that's so good for it. So good.
Exactly. Yeah. Brain fog. And like I said, waking up tired. Like, even though and sometimes I can't sleep, tossing and turning, night owls.
Got to get our sleep. It's our greatest biohack, is our sleep.
Yes. And okay. So how many days do we take the oil before we see a difference or we feel a difference?
Every single person's different, Huma. Some people notice a difference immediately, depending upon what the disruptor is within the human. Some people notice a difference with the Viva within 10 minutes. Some people need a couple of days or a couple of weeks. With the balance oil, some people don't even notice really a difference. It's more progressive, and they notice it in their blood work because they were started off as a rather healthy human. So every single person is going to have a different response depending upon what's going on in their body, but it's going to be nothing but positive.
Yeah. Diane says, who knows where our fish comes from? Yes.
Right.
And Catherine says, a confused mind does nothing. So true. This test helped me lose the confusion and take action on my health.
Oh, I love that.
And I did a little bit of research on how hypnosis and the balance oil may work together. And what I found out was, to Catherine's point, confused mind does nothing, what you said. And the more focused you are, I learned that hypnosis or any other therapy works better because now you're more receptive, you have more clarity, more focus. So I was like, wow, this is like a miracle oil that I didn't know about. Why didn't I know about this earlier? Damn. But now I know. So if anybody's interested in subscribing to the oil, or if you want to take it up as a business, please contact myself or Casey. We are available to give you more information. And I believe you have a call every week, Casey?
Yes, every single Wednesday we have a call 8 o'clock Eastern time. That if you want to tune in, you can get some information from myself or from Huma. And you can come and learn even more about your critical mass ratio and how you can be a part of the change and really moving the needle forward in public health in a way that's never been done before.
Okay, beautiful. So today's Wednesday. Amazing. So 8 p.m. Wednesdays. EST, you said, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm sure there are a lot of people who want to know more about this beautiful miracle oil. If you have any questions, please write them down now if you're watching live. If you're watching on replay, you can obviously put your questions down again here or reach myself. You know where to reach me. Wow, this is so refreshing. I read that. Any questions? I always give to friends who going through breakup and divorce.
Oh, that's good. mental health.
This is especially important for those with addiction issues. So Wheelie here has joined us from Singapore. She's one of my regulars on Sundays, my free sessions. So she's amazing. She's always there. Is it available in Singapore?
I would have to check. I don't want to speak. Maybe I'd have to look. I'm not quite certain.
Okay. All right. I know. Yeah, for sure. What about UAE? Dubai?
Yes. Yep. We are in Dubai.
Okay, beautiful. Yeah, because I think a lot of people I know can definitely use it and, take on from there. It's just so amazing. I love it. What else can you add? Throw in some more information. We'd love to hear.
No, that's about it. You don't know what you don't know. Test and don't guess. Go from hope to believing to knowing that you can feel better. And so if you guys, you can't unsee this information. So you might as well take a test so you can be eyes wide open about your health. That's what's most important.
All right. So let me just summarize this. So step 1, take the test.
Yep.
Which will be sent to you once you sign up.
Yep.
Hold on. Let's talk about the package. So the package consists of 2 tests and 1 balance oil bottle, correct?
Yep. So when you get set up, you're paying for your 2 tests up front plus your balance oil, and that's only 166 Canadian. And then every single month after that for your oil, it's 65 Canadian. So you get your first test initially, then you'll get your second test in your month 4 auto ship, so that then you can take your second test after 120 days to see, are you in balance or not?
Okay. So step 1, sign up. You get your test, 1 test and your balance oil. So you do the test, You send it away, and you start your balance oil, correct?
Yep, correct.
Yeah, and in 120 days, they send you another test. You do that at the second test, send it off, and then we see your markers.
And then you stay on the balance oil.
You stay on the balance oil. I mean, I'd rather stay on the balance oil than my blood pressure or diabetic medications, right, for life.
Amen. And I don't want to eat 700 grams of fish a day.
Yeah, that's not happening. Like I said, I personally don't like fish. The smell.
Well, there you go.
Exactly. So this is like a great product for me. It's sitting in my fridge. Amazing flavors too. I got both of them. I just couldn't remember which ones they were, but they taste really good. By the way, they taste really good. Again, no fishy burps. What you have in the market, like Casey said, does not really work. You may think, but it doesn't, because this one has special olive oil in it, which helps to absorb better in our red blood cells and works better.
Yep.
Okay. Beautiful. So does anyone have any questions while we have Casey here? Great info. Thank you. You're very welcome. So if you want to sign up, if you want access to the ZenZino, I actually have. There we go. I have that. I don't know if you can see it.
We can see it.
Okay. So that's what it's called, ZenZino. It's beautiful, amazing product. I've tried it personally. Casey's been on it, obviously. My sister's been on it. A lot of people I know have been on it. Azadeh has actually, she has it in her store if you want to go and have a look at there and talk to her about it for sure. If you have any more questions, please ask away. Sign up. It's a great product. If you don't like it, you can stop, right? I mean, you're
not locked into anything.
But I would suggest at least stay till you get your second test to see where your markers are, where your results are, how much your body's improved and is, anti-inflammatory. That's my aim, my game, brain fog, and I want to sleep better and have my, just wake up feeling fresh. So
absolutely.
I've sent my test. I'm just waiting for the results, and then we'll see in 120 days where I've reached. And I'm sure it's going to be so much better than the crap I've been on for so many years. And get
absolutely, Huma. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you. I'm excited too. I'm excited for all those people who are listening and who want to jump onto this ZenZino bandwagon with me and Casey and so many other who are online right now. So please ask away your questions before I let Casey go. I know she's busy. Okay.
And I'll check back if there's any questions. You can always private message me. I'm here for you all.
Thank you so much. Okay.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So do we put in the link here if somebody wants to
have them reach out to you? If you guys have any questions or want to order, like Huma can send you a link. It takes a couple of minutes to check out and you're good to go.
Awesome. Beautiful. We will just check on the Singapore thing as well and message.
I'll check on that straight away.
Yeah. And then we just want to help people, right? So the more people we can get onto this balance oil, the more balanced people will be, and the happier this world is going to be, right? No more mood
Exactly.
swings and no more out of
We
whack
need,
hormones.
we need more lighthouses.
And no more angry husbands too. Happy husbands.
Happy husbands. That's what we want. Happy, healthy husbands.
No more mood swings. Yeah, oh, that would be wonderful. Absolutely. All right. Thank you so much, Casey, for your time. I really appreciate it here. Please share
You're
her
so
YouTube and
welcome.
IG account. They want your YouTube and Instagram account if you have one. I mean, I don't have one.
Absolutely, we can do that.
Okay, so we'll post it. Do you want to give it to me now? I can just post it on the screen.
Yeah, it's just Casey Tom. It's that simple. It's just Casey Thomas, Facebook and Instagram.
Okay, so at Casey, we'll follow and share, she says.
Yep.
All right, I was gonna, okay, there it's popped up. All righty, beautiful. Thank you again, Casey. We will be in touch shortly. And I know you're coming here, so I will see you soon.
Yes, you will.
All
And
right,
it's really
beautiful.
fun to be here with you today, Huma. Thank you so much.
Thank you for all that information because it's not talked about. It is something so simple and it's just disregarded. Like I said, like vitamin D, nobody talks about it. And I'm like, dude, especially people who come from Middle East, because we're so exposed to the sun over there. We come here to Canada and it's so depressing. And we go into depression, mood swings, and what have you. And I'm like, guys, just up your vitamin D. Just try it out. And now this omega thing is like a mind-blowing thing. It's like an eye-opener. Damn, nobody talks about it.
Amen.
Yeah, so thank you for all that information. That was amazing. All right, I'm going to let you go. Thank you again, and we'll talk soon. Thank you, everybody, for joining us live. And those who are watching on replay, please, thank you for watching on replay. If you have any questions, reach out to me, myself, or Casey, and we'll get you started.
Sounds wonderful. Have an amazing day, guys. Bye.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Sorry. Hi, guys. I was like...